What's going on, people? It's your man, the YB. Once again, big shout out to my doggy, Martin Skirsis, for coming through and boosting up the coins. So, we got some more rather diabolical news for the great unwashed masses. Right now, in fact, it's more Babylonian, I'd say, given the ages, allegedly. Okay, you've seen the title. Listen, man, let me start off with a disclaimer. I'm not trying to be in people's business, man. I'm just here for the coins. I'm not gonna lie, man. If I could talk about, if something else was going on, I'd talk about that. I'm really not in people's business, man. I'm just here to make some bread. That's the God's honest truth. So I'm coming on here to make tutu bread. I couldn't give a fuck what they doing, man. Yeah? Unless it's pumping my pockets up, I'm not interested at all about these cats. But here we are. Yeah? We've got some EastEnders for you, man. Tyson Fury's 16-year-old daughter has been wedded off in a Babylonian ceremony. Yeah, old school. It's kind of ancient, right? 16. I'm not gonna lie. This is from the ancient times they be doing. Them Yippo cats, man. That's wild. I don't know. What was I doing at 16? I didn't really play video games, but that would be the equivalent. I was swimming at the time, but still. Essentially a video gamer, right? Just messing around. Yeah, I'm not sure how much you... Especially women, they're kind of airheady, ain't they? They ain't really think... Not that I was particularly that locked in at 16. 16, come on, man. Yeah, it wasn't long, I just found wanking. Do you know what I mean? I don't know, man. Anyway, I'll play the moody video. Here it is. I'm not going to put the sound on because it's dead. It's proper does my head in. Oh, we've missed it. This is the post from Paris Fury where it got leaked. Right, so they're at some disco thing or whatever. And he drops down to his knee, this cat called Noah Price, and proposes. And she says yes and then pulls him up. Cause obviously she's awkward because she's 16. Paris wrote the following. Congratulations to Venezuela and Noah Price on getting engaged. Both only young, but when you know, you know. Still in shock, but very happy for you both. Me and your dad couldn't be prouder. So Tyson signed off on this. Now listen, we have to appreciate there are cultural things, right? So it's like a bit like that. But then again, some cultures suck baby dick. If you know, you know. It's one of them ones what they do. It's documented fact, man. They circumcise you and suck them off. So just because some cultures do it, don't make it right or wrong. I'm not saying this is right or wrong. I don't give a fuck. Honestly, I just couldn't give a... It makes no difference to me at all. Yeah? For me personally, if you want to do it 4-year-old... For me personally, my daughter won't be getting married at 4-year-old, but if you're on some wicked tip as such, nah, that's wrong actually. I'm lying. There are certain things that are wrong. That is wrong. But still, at 16, is it wrong? I guess you can bonk, right? You can legally bonk at 16, so why not take some responsibility with it? I think it's just messy though, innit, in today's age. But a lot of these Yippo cats, yeah, they tend to look at Paris. She was married at 16, so it can kind of work. And is it better than doing it the other way? I know 40-year-old broads now, yeah, who are still in the streets, right? They're still in the streets, and they're wicked in the streets as well, messing around the place, yeah? So if you can be a 40-year-old, it's a kubai, what's the other word? A Jezebel? If you can be knocking around as a 40-year-old Jezebel, then who can really knock her... Man, it's the maturity aspect though. Do you know what you're doing? Do you know what you're doing? I'd argue not. But look, again, you could be, people, man, when you was 16, yeah, and you was 14, right? Bonking two broads. Of your age, obviously. I know some man though. Some man, it was mad. One of my friends, yeah, he was on a madness with his babysitter. I swear down, she was on some mad. He was like 11, and now it's wicked. I'm not even playing. She was like 40. I don't know what's going on with these broads, man. They wild. There's certain type of broads. Yeah, I'm telling you now. Let me give you, man, an ancient history lesson. A certain type of broads. I don't even blame that babysitter, because a certain type of broads, they ain't really human like that. They are really ancient entities. Right? Same as there's man like that as well, to be fair, but there's certain things that they're not what you think, they're not what you perceive them to be. You see a human being. What's going on in here is a whole nother tip. That's what it is. Right? It's a whole nother tip. What was my point? Well, I think faffing around when you're 14 or whatever, right? Getting a stinky finger. Getting a stinky finger, you're not committing to nothing, are you? Getting a stinky finger here or there, it's kind of like growing up, innit? This is grown folk business. But if you look at your nan's era, they would have been 18, 19. Does it make much difference, that 2 or 3 years? Listen, I tend to agree with the principles of it. Yeah, if I had to pick getting married young, or from a woman's point of view at least, getting married young, or being a 40-year-old chick who's on the sniff, bonking bear man. If you had to pick one, right? Yeah, family life at a young age, or on the sniff, on the gear, whoop-de-whoop, bonking bear man. You'd probably go with the first one, right? So we have to take that into account. And I actually think this might be a grift anyway. Honestly, this might be a Netflix grift. Yeah, we know Netflix are hanging out the back of Tyson Fury, so it wouldn't surprise me. We've seen Kim Kardashian do these kind of stunts. Maybe not. And it's only an engagement. You can't get married until 18, I don't believe. So it's an engagement. It wouldn't surprise me if it's a grift for an episode to get all the unwashed to tune in. Oh yeah, the marriage, and let's get married and it'll be over. It could be fake and gay. It could be all fake. Not even real. And then a few years from now they'll divorce. How many celebrity fake ones have we seen like that? And that'd be my base case. I'm not taking it too serious, but people in the comments, obviously, you got the Tyson Fury homosexual saying, "Oh, this is great. Look this one here." For everyone saying she's too young, Paris and Tyson, just because they did it. And even then, who says their marriage is perfect? Who says anyone's marriage is perfect? Right? But then again, they've stayed together. But listen, man, Tyson's been bonking bare brass, to be fair. It's not like they stayed together because it was a proper one. Does that make sense? Yeah? Anyone can be a Muggins. Look at Dee Devlin, right? Conor McGregor's chick. That don't mean that it was a smart idea, does it? Because the Bible says, not my words, I believe the Bible says, I don't know, I haven't studied it, but I'm pretty sure it says man and woman. It doesn't say man, woman, a packet or two, and a few brass every year, does it? I don't know. You man tell me. The biblical man out there, you tell me that. So if we go on that basis, we know Tyson Fury's biblical translation is man, woman, a few packet, or 2, or 3, or 4, and a few brass per year. Okay? So it's all a sham anyway. Unless you're really looking to get it with religion and marriage and all that stuff, just lying to yourself. I'm on the fence. It could be, it could not be. But if you really believe in God, you should be legit, right? No packet, no brass, because that's what you signed up to. But most man, I'd say 99.9999%, they'd be doing all them things there, all them wicked activities they'll be engaging in. Yeah, but listen, it is what it is now. I'll move on to this bit, because there's been some speculation. This cat might be 30 years old. I don't know this cat. I might be wrong. Yeah, I might be wrong. And some of these Yippo cats, man, they do look old. They look like 16 when they're about 8, so it could be one of them. But the Sun News has reported his age has not been confirmed, with some reports saying 16 and others 23. Now, I'll say this off the rip, man. Right? 23 and 16 is a no from me. Yeah? I don't care how... listen, I'm going to tell you the truth now. That's what I'm fixing to do. I can empathise with this 23-year-old grown-ass man's position. If I was 23 and in the mix, I'll be thinking, yeah, man, I'll be trying to get the bag, right? I'll be thinking, yeah. I'll be plotting up thinking, yeah, there's the money, right? I need to attach myself to this money, stat, yeah? So I get it. It's like a little lick, innit? Yeah. If there was a chick to wife off, it'd be that one, wouldn't it? Because you know you ain't going to be starving ever. You're never going to be in trouble, ever. All you got to do is play your position. Keep your head down. Yes, no, 3 bags full. When that money going to roll? Because you know Tyson ain't going to have his daughter starving. Right? So it could be one of them ones. Yeah? But still, if he is 23, man, he's a grown-ass man. You got to do something else, man. You got some tarmacking to do, man. You ain't got to be playing them type of games like that, bro. I don't know how old he is. I can't tell. He could be 16. He looks like I don't know. She looks grown up as well. When you cake the makeup on and whatever else, they do tend to look more grown up. Yeah. But listen, if it turns out that I wish him the best. Yeah, that's what you can do at this point, right? Wish him the best. I did want to show you one other thing as well. I'm just surprised. It must be a fake Netflix thing. Because I'll tell her, listen. If it was my daughter, yeah, I'd tell her listen. I'd tell him listen. Yeah. If it's not a Netflix tip, I'd tell him, hey man, listen man. Yeah. You see that big or small thing hanging between your legs, right? Put it back in your pants, and you'll be waiting till she's 21. Cause I know I'm the money, right? There'll be a whole bag of man lining up to wife my daughter. Yeah. So put that thing back in your pants, and you can wait till she's 21. Let's see how much you really be loving it. Yeah? That's what I'll be doing. For damn sure. You can argue, well, she's her own person. She ain't until she's 18. Busted. Not until she's 18 she ain't. Right? That's what she nots. So until she's 18 at the very least, I'd tell his ass to wait. But I tend to believe it's a Netflix grift. So they had to do it ASAP. Every season you need a new thing. He ain't boxing no more, right? So it's like, yeah, let's start marrying your daughters off at 12. Okay, now, dad. So I'm trying to investigate how old this cat is, man. He might be young. To be fair to him. How do you know it? I don't even know about marriage at 16, 17 now, did you? How do you even... It's cultural, innit? I guess that's the argument. And listen, like I said earlier, to be fair, traditionally, we've lost. Modern life has kind of jaded the old culture, right? As far as I'm aware, my granddad and my nanny, they only bonked each other, right? Who doing it this way, it means that you get the, what do they call it? The freshness, man. Right? She ain't on a packet yet. She ain't had bear man round and whatnot. There ain't been a bag of man rolling through her yard. Right? That's what she hasn't had yet. So it kind of makes sense. And listen, I'm not biblical myself, yeah, but I'm not religious myself. But it does say in the book, that's how it's supposed to be. Yeah? All virginity and that. I'm not sure what the Bible says about men, though. But even, I'd think that was I do think it probably should be one and one. One and done. That kind of it makes kind of sense to me. Now you can argue, well, you could never live like that. I don't see why you couldn't. Yeah? Normally it's the women, they get in your ear and they give you too much ag, don't they? They give you a punch of ag and stress. That's normally the cause. I'm not saying men are perfect. I can only speak from my point of view. Right? I'm sure women have their own complaints, but it could be done, I believe. If you met the right person, that's the other difficulty here. Trying to find the right person. And all the other complexities that go on with modern life. It probably was easier, yeah? Just locking off someone. And making it work. Because all everyone's doing now is having a bit of everything, yeah? And everything's getting messy, right? So from both point of views, there's no doubt. Now, there'll be kind of like red pill cats. Oh, yeah, the more women you bonk, the better it is and you're more valuable. I don't know, man. Because you've just shared yourself. I think it's more or less equal. I'm not going to sit here and shill my base. It's more or less equal. Anyone with a high body count. Listen, each to their own, but I'm saying there's no way you're purer, right? There's no way you're purer as such. Supply and demand. If you've supplied a bunch of yourself everywhere, it can't be as valuable. Oops. Yeah? Bottom line, that's what it can't be. Because you're everywhere. You've been everywhere, man. There's no way you ain't been. You see that one there? Yeah? How can something be sacred and rare if it's been everywhere? And everyone had it. And you got all that kind of legacy. You sit there and think, wow, whatever I'm doing now, yeah, bare man have done. You see that one there? It's kind of, that's what, I'm not biblical yet, but that kind of rings true. When you sit and think about it, you think, anything I'm doing, yeah, all the tricks you think you're doing, enough man have done that already. Bare man done it already, right? So when you sit there and think about it, it kind of give you the ick. You know what I mean? Well, same for women though. Women will be thinking the same thing. Yeah. Oh, whatever he doing with me, he doing with bare chicks. So there's no doubt. How can that not give someone the ick? It has to. Unless you're some freaky deaky swingers. Yeah? Unless you're on the freaky deaky swingers. But most of them, man, in my opinion, most of the men who are on the freaky deaky swingers, they're probably ancient entities from like Roman times who haven't been released yet. Honestly, that's my base case. Yeah? Because who want to see all these cuck man as well? Who want to see your missus with some big mandinga? Not me, that's for damn sure. That's the last thing I'd want, honestly. If you wrote a list of all the things I wouldn't want to see my missus do, it'd be with a big mandinga. That's the truth. I can't think of anything else. That'd be number one. Definitely not happening. But some man like that. So, anyway, I've gone off topic here. But listen. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, how much are we talking for? How much time? 15 minutes. Come on. I'm fixing to get to 20, man. Fixing to hit a 20 piece. That's what I'm fixing to do. Yeah, there's too many unknowns here to put a proper read on it. Is it fake? Is it staged? But cultural or not, I would be, if it is real, I'd be surprised that TYSON signed off on it. Yeah? Now, I don't know what it means, getting engaged. It might be the case that he can't stay around until she's 18 or something. That's what I'll be doing as a base case. At the very least. Right? That's what I'll be doing. Because you don't know what you're doing. And I'm the father, I know what's good for your ass. Yeah, I know having a few men pull through ain't no good for you. It's just not. That's a documented fact. I remember when I was young. Yeah. I did get it. I did kind of get it, but you don't get it until you're older. Yeah. When you're some young light-skinned cat pulling through, yeah, to the next white man's yard. You see that one there? I used to think, why is this cat frosty for? But come on, man, he knew what the deal was, man. He knew what the deal was, and I'll say sorry now to that brother there. That's what I say. Now I've grown up, I'll say sorry to that brother. That to pull through his yard right quick. That's what I say to him, man. I apologise to that brother there, man. That white Donny there, man. That's what I do. I put my hands in the air, man. My hands in the air. You best believe it, man. I apologise. That was wrong of me. Yeah, that was wrong of me pulling through your yard like that. Because no one ain't, if it was me, no one ain't pulling through my yard. It's not. And I never used to get that. Like some chicks would be like, oh, my dad don't let no one round. I think, hey man, why is he tight for? Yeah, but it makes sense. Because you know, you've been a man. When you're a man, you've been a boy before. Yeah. But life's a learning experience. You live when you learn, don't you? Do you necessarily have to live and learn by giving up the cakes? Yeah. Well, it helps if you get your XP up, right? It helps if you get your XP up. You got to get them skill points up. That's for sure. That's what you have to do. It's no good. That's the other argument. The other argument is, well, if you don't get your skill points up, yeah, you'll be laying down the dead beats, right? If you don't get your skill points up, you'll be laying down the dead beats. Yeah. So it's one of them ones. Anyway, I'm out of here, man. Smash the like button, subscribe. Check out my Patreon. Yeah. 1 million exclusive videos. Interact with the YB. Request content. Come on. Don't play with me, man. Get me a drink right now. Click this button right here and plug yourself in. I'm out of here. Johnny. Bosh.